Hey everyone, my name is Tuan Nguyen. I am the product manager for Autopilot for Everyone. Today I want to talk to you about our new 25.4 release features. And so there's four key areas that I want to talk about. A new revamped chat experience with a redesigned UI. You can now bookmark your starting prompts that are favorite to you. And then also we have an integration with Action Center, allowing you to view and complete your Action Center task directly from A4E. We also have a web browser version of Autopilot for Everyone coming out. You can access through Automation Cloud, where it's hosted in Assistant Web. It's going to use serverless robots and run cross-platform processes. Next, we have specialized autopilots. Working with our customers and early adopters, we found that most people were customizing Autopilot for Everyone for a very specific purpose, role, or department. So we've given you the capabilities to configure and tune them so that you can access multiple specialized autopilots within the chat experience, and you can switch between them seamlessly mid-chat. Last but not least, I will go through just a couple of the admin configurations that we've extended, as well as how you can manage and maintain your program. So who needs this? Well, basically everyone, right? But for the admin purposes, yeah, you'll be able to access it through our AI trust layer. And then for the specialized autopilots, it will be focused on individual users, purpose, or department. For this particular release, we wanted to focus on a fast, seamless, and easy deployment without, let's say, the burden of deploying the assistant and local robot. The specialized autopilots will now have more higher accuracy and reliability for your specific use case. And we've allowed you to have customized features and then governance through our AI trust layer, as well as insights dashboards. So before I jump in, I just want to talk a little bit and provide a little context about specialized versus general purpose autopilots. And so on the left-hand side here, we have our generalized Autopilot for Everyone, which is the Autopilot for Everyone that you've been associated with up until this point. Helps with common tasks and questions. It's your primary Autopilot for Everyone experience that everyone experiences across your organization. It leverages actions available to the user across all the folders they have access to, and it utilizes a default instruction set. On the right-hand side that we're going to introduce today is a specialized autopilot. This helps with a very specific task or purpose. You can select it from within the chat interface, and it only leverages actions that you make available to this specialized autopilot, making sure that it's more focused and relevant to the task at hand. And then you can actually layer on a specific set of instructions for this specialized autopilot. So let's take a look. All right, so here I have our Autopilot for Everyone web. As you can see, I am in Automation Cloud, and it's hosted in Assistant Web. We've redesigned the UI from the ground up. So on the left-hand side here, you still have your chat history, create a new chat from here. And this is our Autopilot picker, which we'll go through in just a little bit. We've made the prompt input box front and center. And then right below it, you can access your starting prompts that you see previously. And you can click through and see each of these starting prompts one at a time. Here, you can actually save your starting prompts, and it will be saved to a save section for easy access later on. At the very bottom, across all your autopilots, whether it's general or specialized, you'll see your Action Center task assigned to you. And by clicking on that, it'll take you over to this task tab where you can complete this Action Center task and then begin your work. So let's take a look at how a general purpose Autopilot for Everyone would help you in your day-to-day task. As you can see here, I have my what's on my calendar today starting prompt. Let's just change that to this weekend. So now what Autopilot's going to do is it's first going to think about your request and see how it should accomplish this particular query. So it's gone ahead and grabbed my Get Outlook Events automation that's out of the box available. And you can take a look at all the automations and actions available to you through your settings menu. And all of these are available with a one-click install from our admin experience. Additionally, we've added this settings menu, which allows you to configure all your IS connections from one place. So you can change them here and they'll be applied to your automations across A4E. All right, it looks like that automation has finished. As you can see, I don't have much planned for this weekend, but next week I'm actually going to New York. So with that being said, let's see if I have any travel policies that I should keep in mind for my travel to New York. So once again, it's going to analyze my request, take a look at all those actions across A4E that I should resolve this with, and it's going to go ahead and search for a context grounding index that I made available to it. So as you can see, the general purpose Autopilot for Everyone has access to all of your tools. You would most likely want to make available to Autopilot for Everyone all the tools available to your users that they would want to use on a daily basis, such as productivity-based automations, as well as context-grounding queries that should be available, such as HR documents, time and expense policies. All right, and of course, with each context grounding policy or context grounding index, once it's finished, you can go ahead and open the sources to ground the truth and verify the information that's been provided. So now that we've seen how a general purpose autopilot should work, I would ask you to stretch your imagination a little bit and pretend that I am also a blood donor specialist. So I can create a new chat and go up into this autopilot picker, and I can select autopilot for blood donor intake. So when I select the specialized autopilot, as you can see, the starting prompts have now changed specific to this specialized autopilot. The name has changed, the description has changed. But most importantly, in addition to the starting prompts, you'll see that the tools available to it have changed as well. So this makes sure that when you ask a query, it's most likely going to use the tools that are most relevant to its instruction set. And what you can't see on the back end is I've actually layered on a set of instructions as to how to perform this task. So I'm going to go ahead and select the starting prompt, and I'm just going to say psoriasis. So now you can see that it actually didn't think about what it should do first. That's because I've configured this specialized autopilot to automatically search for that context grounding query, because that's the only thing I've given it access to, making sure that if performance is really important to you, we can really quickly get straight to the RAG retrieval use case that you specified. All right, so all the information has been populated here. I can go ahead and read it, make a determination, and proceed with blood donation. And once again, we do have the document surface directly to the page where that information was generated from. So that was a quick overview of general purpose autopilot and specialized autopilot in Assistant or A4E web. And so when would I use, let's say, Autopilot for Everyone desktop? So as you can see here, I have Autopilot for Everyone on my desktop. There are two key capabilities that Autopilot for Everyone desktop will provide over the web. As I mentioned, you can only run cross-platform processes in A4E web, but on the desktop, we can access Clipboard AI. So using this button, you can launch the Clipboard AI ribbon, as well as paste from not only tables in the chat, but also unstructured text. So any response that you receive back from A4E, you can go ahead and paste it using Clipboard AI. So what I'm going to do here is switch really quickly to an accounting-based specialized autopilot. Go ahead and stretch your imagination again to assume that I both do blood donor intake and accounting. And I'm just going to click on this invoice statement processing. The starting prompt is going to prompt me to drag and drop in a invoice statement. So I'm going to go ahead and do that from the vendor. And then I'm going to go ahead and kick off that process. Now it's going to use document understanding to extract all the information from this page. And then once that information is returned back, it's going to use the actions available to it, which includes only these two automations, searching for the invoice or the purchase order. All right, so it's gone ahead and used the search for invoice automation, which uses UI automation to go out to our Acme portal, extract out all the information for each invoice, and return it back to Autopilot for Everyone. So both those invoices have been extracted now from the system. It's going to give me a quick summary. So the first invoice was found, second invoice was missing. So from here, I can do whatever I need to follow up, such as search the vendor for the invoice or look for it in my email. Okay, so now that we've walked through A4E web, general purpose autopilots, specialized autopilots, really quickly to wrap this up, I want to just demonstrate to you some of the changes that we've made to our admin portal. So from our AI trust layer, Autopilot for Everyone, you can configure your general purpose Autopilot for Everyone, which includes starting prompts, context grounding indexes. From our tools menu, you can actually do a one-click install of our Autobots automations hosted on the marketplace. And we have a ton of different advanced settings now that you can configure. And we'll have a dev dive session in June. We'll walk through on a deeper level what each of these do. Down here at the very bottom, you can see that we've allowed you to create a specialized autopilot for each of these. So these are the ones that I mentioned previously. Here is where you would mention the display name, the description, the folder that this specialized autopilot should be scoped to. So anyone with access to this folder would then have access to this specialized autopilot, as well as most importantly, this system prompt that we've developed for it, which are layered on at runtime. Last but not least, we do have these advanced settings. So I made sure that this specialized autopilot will always search context grounding right at the get-go for each prompt sent. And of course, continuing on with 2410, you can always manage and maintain your Autopilot program from this Insights dashboard default template that we've created. And then in AI Trust Layer Audit, you can actually look at all the LLM calls made across the board from Autopilot for everyone, as well as any of our LLM-based products. So I know that was a ton to go through. We will definitely go through each of these features in deeper detail in our dev dive session in June. But hopefully you enjoyed that. We can't wait to see what you build.